速デリックさんにユニバーシティオブフレーザーバレーについて紹介していただきましょう。Hi Derek, thank you for joining us today. Would you please introduce yourself and start presentation?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that introduction. First off, hello everybody. Thank you very much for joining us here today. My name is Derek Wardhall, as you heard. I am from the University of the Fraser Valley. Before I share my presentation, a very fun fact about myself and the university is the fact that I'm actually also a former student. So I actually graduated from the University of the Fraser Valley with my Bachelor's of Business Administration with a Human Resource Management major. So everything I'm about to talk to you, yes, comes from a staff person, but it also comes from a student. So hopefully some of that will come across to you in the presentation. And as you heard, at the end of the presentation, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you have about the university or about my presentation. So with that, let me share this with you and we can get started. So before I go farther, let me do a quick introduction to the university. So the University of the Fraser Valley was founded in 1974, and we are a public post-secondary located just outside of Vancouver, Canada. Now, don't worry, if you're not familiar with Canadian geography, that's okay. My next couple slides, I'll give you a little bit of a geography lesson. Just a small lesson, don't worry, there won't be any tests involved. We are also known as a medium-sized school in terms of student population. We have about 14,000 students with about 20% international students, so about 1,500 to 2,000 international students. And we offer more than 100 different programs in many different subject areas. We also focus on small class sizes with lots of one-on-one faculty support. So at the University of the Fraser Valley, the biggest class that you will see, and this is from first year all the way to your fourth year, is only 36 students per class. The average class size is only 25 students per class. So we really want to make this environment that is conducive to excellent education and learning and give you lots of opportunity to ask questions, and actually do work and not just learn about it in a textbook. So moving on, I mentioned that geography lesson. Well, here we go. This is Canada. It's really big. As you probably know, Canada is the second largest country in the world in terms of land size. And where we are is located in British Columbia, which is the westernmost province in the country. Now, if I zoom in even more, I'll give you a better understanding of where we are. So Abbotsford, which is the name of the city where we are, that's Abbotsford. We are located a 1 hour drive outside of downtown Vancouver. So here's Vancouver, right on the west coast of Canada. And where our city is, Abbotsford, is just a 1 hour drive east of downtown Vancouver, which is great for you as a student for lots of reasons. First is cost of living. It is so much more affordable to live just outside of the city than it is to live downtown. But we are only 1 hour away, so it's still very simple to get into the downtown core on weekends or in your holiday time if you want to experience one of the most beautiful cities in the world. A little bit more about the city of Abbotsford. We are still a city. We are the 5th largest city in our area. And we also have a very diverse city. 1 out of every 3 people who live in Abbotsford consider themselves a visible minority, someone of non-white descent. We have people who live here from Asia, from Africa, from Latin America, from Europe, everywhere, which makes the city this fun, vibrant place to live, work, and study while you call this home. Very quickly, I will also say public transit. We have a great transit system in the city. And what's better for you is that it is free for our university students. Using your student ID card, you actually get free public transit on the bus system. So it makes it really easy for you to get onto campus and off the campus and into all the city as well. Now, for those students who are interested to live on campus, we do have a residence building right on campus. In fact, the residence building is so close to all the academic buildings that if you are not a morning person, if you hate mornings, you don't like waking up early, but you have an 8:30 a.m. class, if you live in residence, you could wake up at 8:25 a.m. and still make it to class on time. That is how close the residence building is to all the academic buildings. Little bonus pro tip there. So yeah, if you come in and live in residence, you get your own private bedroom. You don't have to share a bedroom. You just have to share an apartment suite with one other person. So on the screen, you can see a typical layout for the residence building. And then as you can see there are 2 private bedrooms. There's also a bathroom with a stand-up shower and then a little bit of a kitchen area as well. So if you want to, you can actually do all of your own cooking in the residence building. But also, as I know, there are a lot of students out there who just don't know how to cook. And so for those students, of course, yes, we still have a meal plan, and you can use the meal plan at any one of our food providers that we have on campus. Now, also when you live here and you work with us, we want to make sure that we can help you with not only your education, but every other aspect of your journey into Canada and while you're here. So for that, we have a lot of services for our international students. And that does start with academics. In fact, we have an academic success center, which is free tutoring. So if you need extra help with your studies, whether it's English, math, biology, business, psychology, it makes no difference. We offer free tutoring at the Academic Success Center. We also have a great student orientation team. They are the fun kind of party people who kind of welcome you onto campus and give you the best welcome you could ever have in your first day and your first weeks here on campus as well. And then, of course, we also realized that one of the main reasons a lot of people come to a Canadian university is to get some fantastic work experience while they're here as well. I'm very proud to say that we have been rated a perfect 5 out of 5-star school by an organization called QS out of Australia for the employability of our students after they graduate. We have a great career center on our campus that works with our co-op program. So if you're interested in doing a formal internship, a paid internship, you can do that with our co-op education program. We also have opportunities with our career coaches on staff to do things like resume writing coaching, cover letter writing coaching, interview skill training. We have digital job posting boards for on-campus and off-campus positions. And we run a fantastic career fair that bring people onto campus, employers onto campus every year. And of course, we also want to make sure you have some fun when you come to us. It's not all work and study. We want to make sure that you enjoy campus life. And so for that, we have lots of extracurricular opportunities through our clubs and associations. Or if you just want to drop into our fitness center and gymnasium, you can come and join the sports teams for drop-in sports, whether it's drop-in basketball or badminton or dance fitness classes, whatever it is, lots of opportunities on campus to stay fit, have fun, and meet people while you do it. Also on the theme of getting to know people and meeting people as soon as you arrive, we have a fantastic Friends Without Borders group. Now this group, this kind of club, it's designed to pair new international students with our current students, and not just international, but both Canadian and international students together. It is an international friendship group, really, is what it is. So if you're interested in getting to know current students right away, I always recommend the Friends Without Borders group for one of your first things you do as soon as you arrive on campus. Another fun thing we do is our off-campus events, which is our en route program. The reason it's called en route mean going somewhere, is because what we do is we'll rent some buses, we'll put a bunch of students in there, and then we'll go somewhere else off campus. 1 month, it might be up to one of the local ski hills to go skiing or snowboarding. Another day, it might be to go downtown Vancouver during Christmas time to look at the lights and do some shopping. It changes every month. So regardless if you're on campus or off campus, we have lots of fun activities. And lastly, very quickly, if you want to see more of the world through education and you're studying with us already here in Canada, we could also give you the opportunity to travel to one of over 80 different universities in the world that we have partnerships with. So maybe on top of coming to Canada, you want to do a 4-month program in the Netherlands, or maybe just do a quick summer program at Nanyang Technical University in Singapore. Who knows? But if you want to travel more through your education, we can help make that happen as well. All right, with that, let's shift right into our programs. So I mentioned at the very first slide that we have over 100 programs. Well, out of those programs, I would say 98% of that is at the undergraduate level. We focus on undergraduate education at our university, which is either 2-year diplomas or a 4-year bachelor's degree. So that's mostly what we focus on. We do have some graduate programs, and I'll quickly touch on that, but mostly what I'll talk to you about is going to be at the undergraduate level. First up, we have my former program, which is the School of Business. For those of you who are interested in the Bachelor's of Business Administration, we have a couple different majors, specializations that you can choose. That's what's on the screen there. So we have the option of marketing, finance, accounting, human resources. Again, that's my program. That's what I did. And then operations management and international business as well. And now, if you remember me talking about co-op, which is the internship program, I'm very happy to say that our business program has one of the best internship programs. So if you're interested in that high-level Canadian work experience before you graduate, I highly recommend doing the business program. Our business program is also internationally recognized, internationally accredited through a European business accreditation system called EMFD. So our business program is recognized worldwide as well. Next up, we have our applied sciences. So this would be things like our Bachelor of Science with biology, chemistry, physics, computer science, geography, and math and stats. We also have one of the best agricultural science programs in our area. And then lastly, we have a kinesiology program, which is sports science, for those of you who are interested in getting into the sports field. One of the best things about our program is actually how much hands-on laboratory work you get to do. Now, in some universities, students don't get access to hands-on laboratory work until at least their 3rd or 4th year. But at our school, at the University of the Fraser Valley, no, we make sure you get hands-on laboratory work from year 1. In fact, from your very first week on campus in our science programs, you're going to be in a lab. For all of your science courses, every individual science course you take, you're going to be in class 2 times a week, once for the lecture and once for the lab. So for your entire 4 years, you go lecture, lab, lecture, lab, lecture, lab. So you're always getting to see how the theory you learn in the lecture ties into real world laboratory experience. It is one of the most intensive laboratory programs in the entire province that we have there. And also qualifies for co-op internship. Do co-op, it's really good. Moving on, we now have our Bachelor of Arts, which is the social sciences and the humanities. Things like psychology, sociology, political science, economics, criminal justice, environmental studies, and more and more and more and more. There's about 18 different programs that you can do under the Bachelor of Arts. Now, with the Bachelor of Arts, if you're looking for a flexible program, something that you can maybe combine study subjects into one degree, you want to choose the Bachelor of Arts. In the arts, you could do a psychology major with a business minor and combine those two. Or you can do an economics major with a criminal justice minor. Who knows? There's a lot of different ways that you can combine subjects into one degree. It is by far our most flexible program we have out of all of the subject areas. We are also one of the very few schools who offer co-op internships for the liberal arts. Normally at other universities, it's usually just STEM or business students that get access to co-op. Our school has worked very hard to make sure that our arts students, the social science students, also have that same access to high-level Canadian internships that all the other students do as well. It is a fantastic opportunity for students in the arts to get access to that co-op as well. Moving on, we have a program that I love to talk about, but me personally, I am not that good at it, but it is a great program anyways. That is the fine arts. Specifically, we have our digital arts and our traditional art forms as well. So with the digital art, that would be things like graphic and digital design, as well as media arts. And then in the traditional art forms, that would be the Bachelor of Fine Arts with a visual art major, painting, drawing, photography, those areas. One of the questions I get asked the most is usually about employment after people graduate. Well, in Vancouver, you might not know this, but we have one of the biggest film, television, game design, art design scenes, sectors in all of North America. Outside of Hollywood, we are the second largest producer of film, television, and games in North America. So there's a lot of really great opportunities for people in the graphic design, media arts world right now. Before we move on, I will just say this. Students are required to submit a portfolio, submit artwork for admission. So if you are interested in doing one of the fine art programs, you will have to submit about 10 to 15 different pieces of artwork. Lastly, we have a very diverse group of programs, all under what we call professional studies. This starts off with computer information systems, which is IT. So you'll notice we do separate IT from computer science. They're very closely related, but they are separate programs that we have there. Now below that, we have by far our most unique program, and that's aviation, but more specifically, this is pilot training. So if you're interested in becoming a commercial airline pilot, we combine the flight school with our business program together. So at the end of the program, you have all of your commercial airline licenses and a business credential together. Really great program if you want to be a pilot. And then lastly, below that, we have our human services programs, social work, early childhood education, adult education, as well as child and youth care. Now, my last program slides would be the grad programs. Again, we don't do a lot in the graduate program area. These are all of them. So we have a Master's of Social Work, Criminology, Master's of Educational Leadership for licensed kindergarten to grade 12 teachers. We have a post-degree certificate in data analysis. That's an 18-month certificate that also has co-op in there. And then we have a degree or diploma in migration and citizenship. I'm not going to really touch on these too much for the rest of the presentation, but if you are interested in one of the grad programs, let me know at the end. again, feel free, ask a question, and I'll answer more of that for you there. But moving forward, the rest will still be focused on the undergraduate programs. So moving forward, let's talk about admissions and what it takes to actually get in. So we separate our requirements in two ways. We have the English requirement, and then we have the program requirement. Now, the English requirement can be satisfied in a lot of different ways. Right now, you see on the screen an IELTS score of 6.5 with no band less than 6. That's one way to satisfy the requirement, and that could be used for all programs, diplomas, degrees, masters, all programs. But we also accept other things. You know, we accept the ICANN test with a score of grade 1. For direct entry, we also accept Duolingo. If you're an IB student and you have IB English A, we can use that for the English requirement. So lots of different ways that we can meet that for you. Now, if you don't have that English requirement and you're a little bit below that, so IELTS 6 or IELTS 5.5, ICANN tests, you know, pre-1, maybe even a 2, that kind of thing, we can do a little bit of English upgrading, either 1 semester or 2 semesters of English upgrading. So if you're close to that IELTS 6.5, but not exactly there, don't worry, we can still do a little bit of English upgrading for you. Now, other than English, so we have the English requirement. Next, we have what's called the program requirement. This is mostly based off your grade 11 and 12 high school results and marks. Each program is slightly different. So I'm not going to talk about every program because we'll be here forever. Each program is slightly different. Some programs require math, some programs require science, some programs don't require any math or science as the Bachelor of Arts. Now, typically in terms of percentage-wise, what we need is around a 67 to 75% average, and that's off a 100% scale. Every curriculum can be slightly different. So if you're using a 100% scale, if you're using a 25, 4.0 GPA, whatever, however you do it, we will convert it into a different system here back into BC. But typically 100% scale, 67, 75% is roughly the averages that we would need to get into the university. Dates and deadlines. So we have 3 different intakes. We have fall, winter, and summer. We're currently accepting applications for the September and summer May intake. Applications opened on October 1st, and for next September, we'll be accepting applications until April 15th. And if you're interested in possibly coming in the summer, which is a May start, we'll be accepting applications on October 1st until January 15th. So how do you apply? Well, obviously apply through SAA. They're going to help you. They will take care of everything for you online. They will do that all for you. Once you apply online, it'll take about 2 to 4 weeks to get your offer letter. And then once you have your offer letter, you do need to pay a deposit and submit your official documents. And then once we have the deposit and the official documents, that is when you will receive the LOA, pardon me, which is the letter of acceptance. And that letter of acceptance is what you then need to apply for your visa. And what I always recommend is for people who need to apply for your study permit, your visa, apply as early as possible to give you so much more time to be able to potentially fix any issues that might come up. So if you're interested in studying in Canada, get your application in for your program as soon as possible. So that way you can then apply for your study permit, your visa, as soon as possible. So how much does it cost to come and study at the University of Fraser Valley? Well, I can honestly say that we are one of the most affordable public universities in Canada for international tuition prices. All of our programs cost the exact same at the undergraduate level. Per year of study, it's a minimum of about 15,000 Canadian, pardon me, a minimum of about 15,000 Canadian dollars per year and a maximum of about 19,000 Canadian per year. So 15 to 19,000, which is honestly one of the most affordable university tuition rates that you will see all across Canada. Now, when you add in living fees and food and everything like that, I always tell students to budget around 30,000 Canadian per year. For tuition and living expenses combined, about $30,000 per year is what you can expect. Now for those of you who are really, really good students, I have something special for you, which is scholarships. So we do offer up to a $20,000 scholarship. This would be given split up to $5,000 per year over the course of a 4-year degree. How you would get this is all based off your academic achievements. So we really just start at the very top of our academic grades list and then work our way down as we hand out money for that semester. So if you're a great student and you want to apply, you could potentially get a $20,000 scholarship to come and study with us at the University of the Fraser Valley. With that, my very, very last slide for you, which is this right here. This is a survey that we did about 2 years ago from our alumni, people like myself who have graduated from the university. And we asked them, what did you think about your time at UFE? Did you like it? Would you recommend it to other people? Did you find it useful for your career? And as you can see on the screen, we got great scores. We got some of the highest satisfaction survey results in the entire country. So our graduates, not only do they leave here happy, but they know that they can take the education that they've used here and use it and apply it towards their career moving forward as well. So I'm really hoping that maybe one day soon I'll be able to welcome you to Canada and help you on your journey, however that might look as well. So thank you very much. And once again, if you have any questions, feel free, ask anything you might have.
Thank you, Derek. はい、皆さん、学校のプレゼンテーションいかがだったでしょうか。この大学ですね、このバンクーバーから1時間しか離れていない郊外に位置しているんですけれども、本当にこのデリックさんがもともとこちらの大学に通っていて、今もこちらの大学に勤めているっていうことからも、かなり大学生活ものすごく充実したものになったんだなっていうのは、もう彼の今の話から分かっていただけるんじゃないかなと思います。で、カナダの大学ですね、国を通してそんなに大学の数があるわけではないんですね。なので、一つ一つの大学の規模感っていうものがどうしても大きくなってしまうので、一人一人への留学生のサポートっていうのが薄くなってしまう傾向にあるんですけれども、こちらの大学、先ほどもおっしゃっていただいた通り、14,000人ぐらいの大きすぎず小さすぎず、そして一人一人の学生の成功を優先するような校風があるんですね。なので、サポートもしっかりしていますし、本当に自分が学校の中の一部になってるなっていうふうに感じられるような、環境が整っているっていうのが、かなり入学する学生さんにとっては嬉しいんじゃないかなと思います。